criticized Hasanabi, another fellow YouTuber, a couple months ago. And so did a lot of people. They clowned him. They trashed him. They said, you lost your mind. When he said that content creation is harder than working a 9 to 5. He is right. He is actually right. Now, hold on. Before people, lose, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I only say that because it's just harder to consistently come up with content as opposed to just going into your 9 to 5 job and just mindlessly working. Because most 9 to 5 jobs, for the most part, you're mostly just in there just doing grunt work. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're just doing the same stuff you do every day. So if you're halfway decent at your job, you're probably not going to think about it very much. It's probably something you can dang near do in your sleep. Content creation, you can't really do that in your sleep. You got to think. You got to be on your toes. You got to use your mind. You got to be innovative. You got to be creative. You got to be intellectual. You got to use good words. You got to be captivating. All those different things to reel in an audience. Or it's pointless, because you got to be good enough at content creation to cultivate an audience. If you don't cultivate an audience, then it's all for naught. Like, there's no point in doing the content creation at their point. Now, if you're just doing it for the love of the game, that's one thing. No biggie. But for the most part, most people aren't trying to just do it for the love of the game. If you're doing content creation, you're trying to do it as your job. So if you're trying to replace a job, like, why are you doing this? So if you're a person who's trying to replace your job with the content creation, just know, nah, it ain't like that. Most people honestly think that, yeah, working at 9 to 5 is harder. Working a 9 to 5 harder, it's much harder on you mentally. Even though the job physically is actually way more demanding, it's tougher on you mentally than it is physically. You'll get past the physical part. It's the mental drain of going up in there every day. 9 to 5 jobs, you will always probably reach a point at some point in time during your tenure, wherever you are, where you're sitting in your car and you're contemplating, do I really want to go in? You do the huff and puff, the sigh, the moment of staring off into space, like, what am I doing with my life? And once you get to that point, you just need to realize, like, I'm here to just go make the money, and I need to turn around, go home. That's it. That's all it's worth. Now, I've realized I rub my nose a lot. It's because my freaking mustache is so gosh dang wiry. It just keeps tickling my nose. So I'm not on coke. I'm not on cocaine. That's not why, because I don't sniff. This stuff is itchy and it's bad. They're just like tingling hairs, and it's like they're twiddling with one another between nose hair and mustache. It's just out of control. But either way, that's what I'm talking about. The 9 to 5 is much harder on you physically than on you mentally than it is physically. It's just more demanding. Doing content creation is actually just hard. It's just hard. It's a very difficult thing to do. Coming up with the same thing or different topics or ways to use variances in the same grift. So, like, I don't know how MTR does it. That dude has just dove all the way down the Pop the Balloon rabbit hole. I think he has watched every episode. I mean, you thought people were crazy over Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Breaking Bad, Walking Dead. No. He is the all-time biggest fan of Pop the Balloon. Whether he believes so or not, dang, everything he's done now is Pop the Balloon. I seen that pop up all over my algorithm. I've almost clicked on about half of them. I still don't really feel like watching half of his reviews, because it's like, dang, man, how many more times you gonna review this? Like, I get it. I mean, apparently it's just, he must have some killer takes, because his audience is just eating that shit up. But I don't know. For him, I mean, if you've been doing it long enough, the content creation thing really isn't that big a deal. If you get big enough, you can probably go a couple years of just putting out crap content, and people are still gonna tune in before they say, man, your boy he done fell off. He washed up. He ain't no good no more. He a scrub. Put him on the bench, coach. He ain't no good. Put in a sub. They haven't started subbing you out for new channels yet. So that's what content creation feels like. I've hit that realization that, yeah, content creation is very difficult, but it's a much more satisfying thing to do. It's something you would actually enjoy. There's no moment where I'm really sitting around thinking, damn, I really got to come up with some content. I do think like that sometimes, but it's only in the process of having creative thoughts. Like, I need to be different than the last video. How do I change up this one to be a little bit different than that one? Because once again, here at Ran-DomU University, I'm trying to be different. I guess that's what's making it difficult, because I don't want to be the same as everybody else. I'm truly trying to do something a tad bit different on this platform, even though you got to do it all in a somewhat similar way, and the setup is also very similar. I don't like to record in front of like just a desk chair, you know, like everybody else, sitting around looking at my laptop, which would be way more convenient if I did it the way everybody else does it. But I don't want it to look the same. I want it to be different. I want to have different angles, different points of view, you know, act a little bit, you know, give you something to kind of, you know, play with, make a parody of stuff, not just jokes or, you know, just me giving harsh critiques all the time. I just want to give you something else different to visually look at besides my mustache. I just want to give you something else to deal with. I want my videos to be unique. When you look at them, you're like, you know what? That does stand out. That doesn't remind me of the last 9 million YouTube channels that exist. I want people, when they tune into Ran-DomU University, to think I get something different. So, you know, hopefully I'm succeeding in that. Thank God for all the new subscribers to the channel. You know, I really appreciate you guys, and I hope y'all, you know, if you enjoy me doing these videos, please leave that in the comments, because I actually really do enjoy just making these and just ranting and putting it out there, because, well, why not? It's more fun to make these videos sometimes than just creating videos. That becomes really difficult, because as most people, I'm a one-man operation when it comes to this stuff now. I mean, it's just me. I do the editing, I come up with the storyboarding, which there isn't much storyboarding. Most of the things I do is just right off the top of my head. So I'm really bad at writing scripts, so I have to just go. If I don't go, I can't react. Most of the stuff I do is off of instinct. So like, I don't ever remember anything I ever say in conversation to people. I feel like I could drop some gems. I don't remember anything, because for whatever reason, I don't remember the conversations. I remember talking to people about stuff. I don't remember stuff that people say. I care about what they say because I'm listening to them. When I'm talking, I'm just talking. If I drop a bar, I'm not sitting around thinking, yeah, that's some good stuff. Let me write that down. I never think about that. I never think about writing anything I say that might be good down. Now, I've gotten better at that over the last year and a half, because I have to, because if I'm going to make videos, if I want to drop a gem, I might need to write it down. Or if I think it's good, I need to put it in the video and find a way to include it in there somehow. But, you know, it is. It's just difficult, though. It's much easier for me to mindlessly just go to work, manage my shift, and go home than it is actually to try to make a video that's going to take me anywhere from 3 to 10 to 12 to 15 hours to put together, maybe more. Like some of them fresh and fit videos, yo, sometimes it takes a minute. It takes a minute to get that stuff put together. Still don't regret it. I like doing them, but man, that's why I don't know how some people have it in their stomach to do this stuff the way they do sometimes. Because you're going to just take some major L's. You're going to put hours in the content, right? And then you might put it out there. It might get 1,000 views. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. Not a whole lot of love. Though if you're still trying to grow your channel like mine, every time I see 1,000 views, it means a lot. It does, because my channel's small. So I mean, I only have almost like, what, 2,200 subs now? So it's a good ratio, but I want to get more. You get hungry. Like anything I've done, I want to keep excelling. I don't want to just stay where I'm at. I'm not good staying on the base level. Like, I can't just stay a grunt worker. That's why everywhere I went, I pretty much ended up having to go into management. I can only take rules, or, you know, I can only take orders from so many people. Because most people aren't very competent in leadership, and I can't stand a bad leader. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off, because I think I have another thought about a video on leadership. So, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Peace.